everyone, it's Kristen. Welcome back for another DIY video. Today's video is going to be these super cute baby blankets. So I have a lot of friends having babies, family members having babies, friends who we're praying for to have babies soon, and I thought, you know what, it is time for me to make some baby blankets, and while I'm at it, I'm going to make a tutorial about how to do it and share it with you guys. So this is a muslin baby blanket here, and it has a pretty floral front. I got this fabric from Hobby Lobby, or not really floral, more like leaves, but kind of a girly print. Then I just have a white muslin fabric on the back. And then I have this one, which is a double gauze fabric, which is a little bit different, feels a little bit different than the muslin. And this one has this cool stars and moons print on it, which is really, really pretty. And then kind of a white double gauze on the back of this one. So I'm gonna show you guys how I made it, give you the measurements, all of that stuff. And I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So the first thing that you want to do is get those selvage edges cut off, and of course get your fabric all cut out to size. These baby blankets finished at about 35 inches by 24 inches. And so you can make these any size that you would like, but this is like the perfect little blanket to go over baby and an older baby in a crib, or maybe over their laps when they're in their car seat, when the temperatures are cooler and things like that. The next step is going to be to lay our backing piece and our front piece of fabric. We're going to lay them right sides together. So the pretty side of the fabric is going to be facing the pretty side of the fabric. You know, if it's printed, it's a little more obvious. If it's a solid color, it's not as obvious. It just kind of depends on the fabric. Make sure everything is nice and flat without wrinkles. And then we are going to pin this in place. And we're just sewing a straight stitch all the way around the perimeter, leaving an opening about maybe 4 inches, 4 to 5 inches for us to be able to go in and turn it inside out. So I'm just gonna take my pins, once everything's nice and smooth, and start pinning. So what I like to do on the spot where I am going to be leaving it open is I like to put my pins a different direction. So I'm going to do like 3 pins in a row here, and they're all going to be facing, you know, that way. And then for these other ones, they're going to go up and down, and those are just my regular pins that I know is just, I'm straight stitching there. That way when I see these pins going sideways, I'll know not to sew there. All right, everything is pinned in place. Let's take it over to the sewing machine and get our straight stitch with about a 1/4 inch seam allowance around the entire quilt, except for our space where we're going to be turning the quilt right side out. You can leave your needle in and lift up your presser foot and then rotate your fabric so you don't lose your spot, being careful of the pins you still have in, and then lower your presser foot and you're ready to go. If one of your fabrics is a little bit larger than the other, sometimes that happens, especially with these fabrics that are really, the weave is really loose and it's hard to just get them perfectly straight and flat. I always sew on with the side facing up that's smaller generally, so that way I can make sure that I'm getting both fabrics. And then don't worry about the excess, we'll cut that off once we're done with this straight seam all the way around. All right, we sewed our straight stitch all around the edge. We are going to take some nice sharp scissors and trim the corners. And then we're gonna trim off all of this excess fabric that we have here. You can do this with a rotary cutter and mat, or just some nice sharp scissors, being careful not to cut your stitches. All right, we have our bulk trimmed off and the corners clipped. So we're just gonna go inside of our little hole here that we did not sew. Grab a corner, pull in, and then just kind of keep pulling. You can go in and grab another corner and pull in. And we're gonna pop this right side out. And